more. Man, I'm getting. No.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show, folks. Thursday, last day of another week. Do you believe it? Almost through February. What is happening? 833-599-NICK. 833-599-6425. Coming to you live, as we always do.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
You know you one crazy motherfucking wop, man.
Where the picture, yo? Where the picture, yo? What happened? What happened, Twinks?
Oh, we had to set something else up outside of the Wirecast program, and so when you cut out of the Wirecast program...
Yeah, okay, I don't need to fucking hear that. Just do it right. Anyways.
The viewers didn't miss anything.
Shut up. Oh, boy. Hey, in case you guys don't know this, I don't know how you don't, we've released all the archive shows from the first day, July 9th, up until January 13th. You watch them all right here on YouTube. So do that. People are doing it, and they're watching them. They're telling me they're loving them. Excuse me. So please do that. Also, Cameo.com. I love this. I don't get excited about many things, okay? I'm a lazy guy. I like to, make money with the least effort possible. It's called being an American. But if you want a personal video message from me for yourself or to send to someone else via email or text, go to Cameo.com or download the Cameo app. Sign up is free. Costs you $60, a mere $60. I'll tell your boss to go fuck his mother or tell your ex-girlfriend she's a filthy, dirty little whore. I can even wish a Grammy a happy birthday or a happy bye-bye, you dead, whatever you want. So go to the site, then search for my name, click book a Cameo, fill in the info, and type in whatever it is you want me to say. And within 48 hours, that message will be delivered with an acid tongue. It really is fun. I get up in the morning and I bang those out. And I've had to say some naughty stuff, some not one nice thing so far. Everybody wants. Guy today said, I think his name was Oscar, he said, open up on me both barrels. So I made fun of his stupid name. His last name was Borello. I looked it up. You know what that means? Maker of seat cushions in Italian. So I said, you know how you got your surname back in Italy? I don't know, 500 years ago, a bunch of North Africans invaded. It sat on your grandmother's face. They found it comfortable. And you went into the seat cushion business. And that's the nicest thing I said. So Cameo.com. Do that, could you please? Because I love doing them. I don't get much joy out of anything anymore. Masturbation, grilled cheese sandwiches, air conditioning, fake tits, in that order. What else? Dates, real quick. Got to read these. Friday, February 22nd, Central Stage, Yonkers, New York. I'm using that as a practice for the next night, February the 23rd, Cohoes Music Hall, Cohoes, New York. I'll be shooting a 1-hour special. Please spread the word. Even if you don't live there, but you have relatives or friends, let them know, because we need that place packed out. You don't want to fucking shoot a special and have empty seats. And the place is gorgeous. I cannot wait to do it. Saturday, March 2nd, the Brook Art Center in Bound Brook, New Jersey. Friday, March 8th, Wood Theater, Glens Falls, New York. Friday, March 29th, Decatur Civic Center, Decatur, Illinois. The next night, we're going to find another gig within driving distance. I don't know, maybe St. Louis, Indianapolis, something like that. Friday, April 26th, Steel Stacks, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Friday and Saturday, May 3rd and 4th, Side Splitters, my old buddy Bobby Jewell in Tampa. Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th, Governors in Levittown, New York, one of my favorite clubs. Friday, May 31st, Jonathan's in Agunquit, Maine. Saturday, June 1, the Whites of Westport, Mass. Saturday, August 10th, Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Friday and Saturday, August 16th and 17th, Helium Comedy Club in Philly. Saturday, October 19th, the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Friday, November 15th, Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. And finally, back to the Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York on New Year's Eve. NickDip.com for all your ticket information. It'll be tremendous. Last night I watched something called, I'll get to the news in a second. I watched the Kominsky Method. It's on Netflix. It's a short series. It was 8 episodes, a half hour each episode. It's Alan Arkin, who I love, and my favorite actor of all time, who's Michael Douglas. Absolutely love him. Michael Douglas plays this once famous actor who's now teaches acting in Hollywood. And it's based on a few guys in Hollywood, because when I lived out there, there's a couple guys who everybody wanted to go to. They charged exorbitant amounts, and they were known for fucking their students. A lot of the, guys, you want to get laid, go to LA and take an acting class. Every broad that's above an 8 moves out fucking west, and it's crazy. And sometimes you get to do scenes and you have to practice them, so you go to the girl's apartment. Of course, as my luck would have it, one of my first class, you know who my acting partner was? Roseanne Barr's chubby, freckle-faced daughter. And she tried to fucking kiss me. It wasn't even a sex scene. All these broads in the class, and she's like, come on over. She sounded just like her mother. Yeah, I went and grabbed my tent. But anyways, so that's what Alan Arkin plays, his agent, who's, they're both. Michael Douglas is in his mid-70s, late 70s. Alan Arkin's got to be 85. And they are so goddamn funny together. I knew it would be good because I love both those guys. They're both great actors. But it was Chuck Lorre, who's created every sitcom on TV for the last 20 years, is involved in the project. He produces that show called Mothers right now. And it's really funny. It's almost too jokey. It's so funny, but Michael Douglas, you know why I love this guy? Hasn't had any face work done. He's all wrinkled and weathered, and he's like a pussy hound in this. He's got prostate cancer, and Alan Arkin's wife dies at the beginning. They go to the wake, and Jay Leno's doing the eulogy. Patti LaBelle sings a song. It's fucking crazy how many big stars they had in it. I'm forgetting a few. But, Anne Margaret was in it, and I'm telling you, it's well written. It's really funny. Alan Arkin has a daughter, like in her 40s, who's a drug addict. She keeps passing out face down at people's pools and stealing from her mother and shit. So Kominsky Method is what it's called. And we ripped through all 8 episodes. It's one of those ones like you couldn't stop watching it. So I hope Netflix brings it back. And especially if you're, I don't know how you can't like Alan Arkin or Michael Douglas as an actor. And I just love the fact that you can tell he was a hard drinker and shit and whatever. And he's got a head of hair on him that I would kill for. Guy's 75. He must have get famous. That whole family had that. That's half of being famous, is having a great head of hair. You don't see, unless you're doing a commercial and you're a white guy in a progressive insurance commercial, then you're a bald-headed white fag being emasculated by that ugly bitch. Anyways, Kominsky Method. So you got Netflix, pull it up. I'm telling you. Real quick before I get to the news, my crack staff, Jason, handed me this yesterday. Hunter S. Thompson, who's fucking a great writer and out of his mind. But Jason hands me this. It's Hunter Thompson's daily routine. And here's how it goes. This was some guy actually watched him go through a day. 3 p.m. he gets up. I didn't know he was a stand-up. At 3:05, he has a Chivas Regal, which is scotch, with morning papers and Dunhill cigarettes. That's at 3:05. 3:45, cocaine. 3:50, another glass of Chivas and a Dunhill. I'm telling you, he's a stand-up. 4:05, first cup of coffee and a Dunhill. 4:15, cocaine. I think there's a pattern developing. 4:15, orange juice and a Dunhill. 4:30, cocaine. 4:54, cocaine. 5:05, cocaine. 5:11, coffee and Dunhills. You notice what hasn't showed up yet? Any food. 5:45, cocaine. 5:30, more ice in the Chivas. 5:45, cocaine. 6 p.m., grass to take the edge off. That's weed. 7:05, he goes to the Woody Creek Tavern for lunch. I'll repeat that. 7:05 p.m., he's having lunch. He has a Heineken, 2 margaritas, 2 cheeseburgers, 2 orders of fries, a plate of tomatoes. Of course, you need your vegetables. Coleslaw, a taco salad, a double order of onion rings, carrot cake, ice cream, bean fritter. The dumps this guy must take. Another Heineken, cocaine, and for the ride home, a snow cone. And you're like, what, cherry, grape? No, a glass of shredded ice over which is poured 3 or 4 jiggers of Chivas. 9 p.m., guess what? Time to change it up. Cocaine. 10 p.m., drops acid. Is this what you got to do to be a great writer? Was he fat, Jason?
He was not.
He wasn't fat. Even though
he did not look well.
Even though he had 2 cheeseburgers, 2 margaritas, 2 order of fries, 2 onion rings, because of the cocaine, I'm guessing. 11 p.m., chartreuse, cocaine, weed. 11:30, cocaine. Good time to do some blow right before midnight. Then it says midnight, Hunter, ready to write. Oh, that's preparation for writing. 12:05 to 6 a.m., chartreuse, cocaine, weed, Chivas, coffee, Heineken, clove cigarettes. He's on a health kick by then. Gin he throws into the mix. 6 a.m. he gets in the hot tub. How the fuck he didn't pull a Whitney Houston at this point? Champagne, Dove bars. What a health nut. Fettuccine Alfredo. 8 a.m. a halcyon. And then 8:20 it's time for bed. That's 8:20 a.m. I love the fucking Dove bars followed by Fettuccine Alfredo. This is like, they would have given this to De Niro to get fucking, when he had to put on 80 pounds in the Raging Bull, but he goes to bed. I don't know why, I just had to play that today, that sound. It makes me hard. 833-599-6425. Call in, will you? I don't feel like working.
And this is our man himself.
There he is. There he is. He looks like a young Alan Arkin. He looks like Todd Barry with a gun. Oh, my God. You can't conceal and carry with them shorts. I'll tell you that goddamn much. Look at that mess. Boy, he could write some shit, though, right? I'm telling you. You got to love people like that. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. I know comics who their daily schedule isn't much different. Right?
I thought I went hard in college, but this guy is just...
You thought you went hard in college?
I thought I did, yeah.
Yeah, so did your life partner, Kevin.
It was very hard for him.
All right, shut it. Fucking Tiny Tim. Former FBI Director Andrew the fucking maggot McCabe says that after President Trump fired his boss, that would be James Comey, there were discussions within the Department of Justice about invoking the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office. Last year, the New York Times reported that Deputy Attorney General Rod the Rat Rosenstein discussed recruiting cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment. That's when you say a guy's unfit. You think he's unfit for whatever reason, doesn't have the mental capacity or whatever. So, I mean, more evidence. It's making my nipples fucking rock hard. McCabe confirmed the report in a new interview with 60 Minutes host Scott Smelly Pelly, lying sucker of Satan's cock, anybody who works at 60 Minutes. There were meetings at the Justice Department at which it was discussed whether Vice President and a majority of the cabinet could be brought together to remove the President of the United States under the 25th Amendment, Smelly Pelly said. I'd like to hear what Pence has to say about that, if he was involved. This came out today, so you know Trump has Pence in a headlock and going, listen, you fuckstain, how much did you agree to this? In a statement released by the Justice Department, Rosenstein said McCabe's account of a discussion invoking the 25th Amendment was inaccurate and factually incorrect, and I don't believe that for a second.
You're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
Then Trump came after McCabe in a pair of tweets late today. Do we have those? Late this morning? Disgraced FBI acting director Anna McCabe pretends to be a poor little angel, and in fact, he's a cum guzzler. It was a big part of the crooked Hillary scandal and the Russia hoax, a puppet for leaking James Comey. IG reporter McCabe was devastating. Part of the cameras in the way, something, insurance policy, in case I won. What a fucking weasel. The discussions occur between the time of Comey's firing, who's the biggest rat out of all these guys, in May of 2017, and the appointment 8 days later of special counsel Robert Mueller to oversee the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. According to the Dirty Times, Rosenstein also suggested that he secretly record Trump in the White House. Rosenstein disputed the account, and a Justice Department official said he made the remark sarcastically. Oh, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. But McCabe told Smelly Pelly that Rosenstein's offer to wear a wire was made more than once, and that he ultimately took it to the lawyers at the FBI to discuss. Now, who do you believe? McCabe is a lying cocksucker. We know that. An anti-Trump guy from the beginning. His wife ran for some office in Virginia, got money from the dirty Clintons. So he's crooked as the day is long. McCabe, who was named the acting director of the Bureau after Comey's firing, launched obstruction of justice and counterintelligence investigations into whether Trump obstructed justice by firing Comey. Trump was in all his rights to fire him, even if there wasn't a bunch of controversy. These guys, they are so caught in this bubble, this DC bubble.
We have a second Trump tweet.
Okay, good. Many of the top FBI brass were fired, forced to leave or left. McCabe's wife, big dollars from the Clinton, like I just said. He gave Hillary a pass. McCabe is a disgrace to the FBI and a disgrace to our country. Make America great again. I'm glad you threw that in. I wouldn't know who sent it. Tweet. I love how he piles on. He's there. You guys, you people, you should be carrying Trump around on your shoulders. I don't care if you don't like his personality and shit. He exposed the filth. I still worry about his health. I don't mean as far as having a heart attack. As far as somebody taking a shot at him. It seems like presidents and people and guys in the past have done, anybody who tries to expose the fucking filthy world for what it is, the sewer that it is, Washington, usually ends up like Tupac or Biggie or JFK. That's my favorite Chris Rock line. Somebody in me said, Tupac was assassinated. Chris Rock goes, no, JFK was assassinated. Tupac, that nigga got shot. Anyways, he told Pelly he did. McCabe, who was named directing, launched the obstruction. He told Pelly he did so in order to preserve the FBI's Russian probe in case, there was an effort by Trump to terminate it. Here he is saying that.
I was speaking to the man who had just run for the presidency and won the election for the presidency, and who might have done so with the aid of the government of Russia.
Shut the fuck up.
Our most formidable adversary on the world stage.
Not according to Obama.
And that was something that troubled me greatly.
Yeah,
How long was it after that you decided to start the obstruction of justice and counterintelligence
Let me talk with my official interview voice.
I think the next day I met with the team investigating the Russia cases, and I asked the team to go back and conduct an assessment to determine where are we with these efforts and what steps do we need to take going forward. I was very concerned that I was able to put the Russia case on absolutely solid ground in an indelible fashion, that were I removed quickly or reassigned or fired, that the case could not be closed or
How'd that work out?
vanish in the night without a trace. I wanted to make sure that our case was on solid ground, and if somebody came in behind me and closed it and tried to walk away from it, they would not be able to do that without creating a record of why they'd made that decision.
You're a wormy cocksucker, you know that?
What a fucking garbage hole. Oh, God. McCabe's comments come ahead of the release of his new book, so now we know why he's out there stirring up the shit. The Threat. How the FBI protects America in the age of terror and Trump. Can you imagine lumping in Trump with ISIS? That's what this shit stain, this guzzler of jizz, and his pals were doing. Can you imagine? There's a moral equivalence between terrorists and Donald Trump, according to this shit stain. And an expert of the book published Thursday in the Atlantic far-left publication, McCabe describes a phone call he received from Trump on his first full day on the job as acting director of the FBI. According to McCabe, Trump told him that he had hundreds of messages from FBI people saying how happy they were that he had fired Comey. This is Trump supposedly talking on the phone to McCabe. You know, boy, it's incredible. It's such a great thing. People are really happy about the fact the director's gone. And it's just remarkable what people are saying, Trump said. That's according to the Lion Sack of Cheese, McCabe. So the president says, McCabe, have you seen that? And McCabe says, the president says, are you seeing that too? And of course, McCabe says, no, Mr. President. Actually, I'm seeing people so upset in the hallway they have tears in their fucking eyes. And Trump said, really?
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
He was fired March of 2018.
You're fired. You're fired.
Less than 2 days before he would have collected a full early pension for his FBI career. Good. I hope he's living on dog food and bologna, him and his skank wife. I'm no Brett Baer. I'm a little edgy. 833-599-6425. Why don't some of you lefties call the show, you ballless lion sacks of shit Trump haters, and debate me? Trump has since railed against McCabe dozens of times on Twitter. He lied. Or Kennedy would say, he lied, and he lied somehow. McCabe was totally controlled by Comey. McCabe is Comey. That's what the president said. No collusion, all made up by this den of thieves and lowlifes. God fucking bless him. When have you ever heard a president talk like that? And according to anti-Trumpers, that's bad. That's why we don't like him. That's why we don't like white guys who stand up for themselves, especially when they're billionaires. They're bullies. Fuck you. Oh, Scott Pelley. You hear Scott? 60 Minutes. He puts on this voice. When did you talk to the president about the firing of Comey? How long was it before they... Shut it. Shut down that show. Take everybody out and shoot them. Morley Schaefer. Is he dead yet? I don't know. They're just... It's just a fucking left-wing piece of propaganda, 60 Minutes. Hey, we haven't touched on race yet, so...
Schaefer died in 2016, by the way.
Oh, good. What did he die of? Embarrassment? Fucking nipple clamps. Colin Kaepernick, you remember him, the Afro-American average quarterback who stunk it up the last couple of years, so he couldn't really get a starting job, and he's the one who started the take a knee so I can blow somebody for a job thing. That was the real... Nobody realizes that. That's why he went down to his knees. Nothing to do with protesting. He wanted to suck some NFL owner cock, maybe get a job. Look at that hairdo. You know what that says? I hate whitey. Priscilla sent me an article explaining the fucking cornrows. Do you know the history of the cornrows? Slaves used to do that. I'll pull up the article for Monday. They would braid their hairs in certain directions to let other slaves know, like which way to sneak out. So you're going to tell me the slave owners could have kept them all on plantation just by giving crew cuts? That doesn't explain Snoop's pigtails. Isn't that crazy? But that's true. You know, sometimes you see this and According to his haircut, you just go straight north. Look at that jack. And it's too bad. I loved him in college. You know? Should have played baseball. But anyways, his blackness became too much. Kaepernick's name was yanked from a resolution honoring Black History Month in Wisconsin following an outcry from Republican lawmakers. Oh, boy. I bet you they took a bunch of... GOPers in the state assembly refuse to pass the legislation acknowledging prominent Black Americans on Tuesday until Democrats... I love it. There's actually a state where Republicans are controlling Democrats. Unless Democrats agreed to remove the former NFL quarterback's name. That, according to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Milwaukee Rep. David Crowley, a Democrat, of course, a dimwit, a dope, a dick, slammed the decision, and this is, quote, a textbook example of white privilege and a slap in the fucking face. Ugh.
What's the idea? Get upstairs.
See how anytime they don't get their ways, it's because of white race. Example of white privilege? Explain that. He says it is critical for this body to recognize the Black Caucus and recognize the resolution we put forward, Crowley said on the assembly floor. Many of these people that you don't agree with will still be in the history books that your children and grandchildren will be reading. Yeah, because you're writing the fucking lies.
No, 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 no. No, 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 not this fucking time. No fucking way, no fucking way, no fucking way, no fucking way, mate.
Those are the white assembly members, the GOPers in Wisconsin, telling Crowley to go fuck himself. Crowley said he was ultimately pleased that the resolution was passed, but noted, I had to get the blessing of all my white counterparts. Yeah, how's it feel? Not to get your way because you're just a minority and you keep... Can I just say this, and I've said it 1,000 times on the show? As long as black people like Mr. Crowley are going to keep pointing to the past and even Black History Month, I'm tired of that. Is there a shorter month in February? Let's make it a week in fucking, I don't know, August. Anyhow, he's pissed because he had to get the blessing of his white counterparts. Imagine a white fucking congressman say, yeah, we had to get the blessing of the Black Caucus to pass this piece of shit. Kaepernick, the 31-year-old athlete who was born in Milwaukee, that still doesn't set in yet. He looks like he's born in Sacramento. Hasn't played in the NFL since that season. The former gridiron star was among 24 other black Americans set to be honored by the Wisconsin resolution for February's Black History Month. It's good to see we have a colorblind society. Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo. Thursday is Native American Month. Fucking the month of July is woman's tit cancer. Fucking October is the Puerto Rican people with one leg and a glass eye month. And other names included on the list were U.S. Secretary of State, former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, and baseball legend Reggie Jackson. Now, there's a couple of black folk I can get behind. Condoleezza's, they don't know about her sexuality. Doesn't matter to me. She's well-spoken. As Joe Biden says, she's clean and articulate. And Reggie Jackson, even though I'm a Red Sox fan, I still watch those 3 home runs against the Dodgers in that World Series and get a chill up my ass. I mean, those were bombs. And then he appeared in those movies, those funny movies. I mean, come on, fucking Reg. Have you seen him lately? This is how I know I'm dead in a few years. These people that were my age that I looked at, they are fucking ancient now. They put Reggie's face up on TV the other night. I thought it was, you know, Buddy Ebsen from the Beverly Hillbillies. Because he's getting lighter as he gets older. That happens to black people. They should go down to Governor Northam's house and get some tips on skin care.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
I think it's important to recognize the contributions of literally thousands and thousands of African Americans to our state's history, but also trying to find people who, again, bring us together, not look at people who draw some sort of vitriol from the other side. That was said by Assembly Speaker Robin Voss. She was later pelted by rocks and 40-ounce cans and packs of cool cigarettes.
La 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 la.
Hey, our buddy Jake in Utah wants to weigh in on contemporary cornrows. I don't know how he knows anything about it. He lives in the whitest state in the union, but fill us in there, Jake.
We have a lot of black soldiers. In the field, a lot of girls will do that through their hair to keep bugs and dirt out.
What field? Wrigley? Fenway?
Oh, no. Afghanistan or, you know, in the field just means, like, out in the boonies.
Yeah, but Jake.
No electricity.
Okay, Jake, but let's be honest, will you? Fucking, first of all, women, in the military, that had...
I know they don't do it here.
Oh, you're saying contemporary use. I get you. So they keep the bugs and shit out? Look at Whoopi. She's got a fucking nest of robins living in her hair. Whoopi Goldberg. Nobody even sees it.
Well, hers is for fashion. It's not really done up tight, because a lot of the white girls over there will do it, too.
Oh, Whoopi does it for... Yeah, I know, that's true, too. They call lesbians. Whoopi does it for fashion, huh? She getting a lot of dick with that fucking look, that beanbag with dreadlocks. What a pig.
I really hope not, and I wish I could unthink that.
All right, actually, Jake. Jake's one of our best callers. I don't know what that was. Somebody just stabbed Jake. I hope he didn't say that when he was in a fast food place, and some girl named Aisha with a baseball bat was pissed she didn't get onions on her sandwich. Just went fucking crazy. Look at this. I love this. This is what they call carbon. It's nice. See this? I might wear this during the special. Loose tie hanging. Background is sort of the same red in this maroon and this. Where do you guys see Cohoes Hall? My God, is it fucking beautiful. And I have rocked that place 2 or 3 times. I can't wait. I cannot wait to put this material to bed and get on to new shit. And the new shit is going to be political. I say political, you know what I mean, cultural. But it's going to be, holy shit, did he just say that? Because we just laughed, we can't get mad at him. That burp stunk all to hell like I went down on a fucking raccoon. Holy Christ. Mother of Jesus. And that raccoon was living on Slim Jims and fucking Skittles. Whew, what the fuck? 833-599-6425 is the phone number. Oh, no, another Blackface story. But it's not from Virginia. It's not what you're thinking. It's got to be a pic. I've never wore black. I would not do that. That's disrespectful to nobody. I'm just saying they won't let me do it. A Louisiana police department has found itself at the center of its own blackface scandal after a photo taken more than 20 years ago. Do you notice something? Timing is everything, Ryan. I'll call it. That's all right. That's fine. You can put it back up. I'm getting to it. Go ahead. But do you notice we are battling these battles from yearbook pictures, hashtag Me Too guys being sued for rape 20 years later. You notice all the retro, we're trying to fix the wrongs of the past and Nick, there's something wrong with that? Yeah, it irritates me. I want to hear what the weather is. Yeah, so it was a picture of 2 cops more than 20 years ago. Baton Rouge officers wearing face and body paint to appear as if they're black. In it, you can put the picture up. Lieutenant Don Stone and Captain Frankie Caruso. You should have denied it was you guys, just like the governor did say. Oh, wait a minute, that ain't us. Prove it is. Are seen dressed in denim outfits, hats, and sunglasses with their exposed skin covered in brown paint. At least it wasn't black, as they strike a pose for the camera. The photo taken in 1993 was in the Baton Rouge Police Department yearbook, according to the media outlet, the Rouge Collection. That's kind of funny, isn't it? The Rouge Collection. Apparently these guys went with the brown rouge, and they went shit house. And the first word is baton. Anybody realize that? Baton and rouge. It's what cops use. Which featured the photo on its site. The picture was captioned Soul Brothers. Ooh, how harmful. I bet you destroyed a whole black family that saw this. The image led to Baton Rouge Police Department issuing an apology. No. Imagine if they came out and said, go fuck yourself. And they really had the right to, in my opinion. Let me get to the story even further. Blackface photographs, this is the police chief, are inappropriate and offensive. That was from Chief Murphy Paul, whose name is backwards. They were inappropriate then and are inappropriate today. Well, if you say so, President, of what's appropriate and what's not. According to the police department, the photo was taken before Stone and Caruso went undercover for a drug bust in a predominantly black neighborhood. And here's where I have a problem with why that's offensive. You're going to tell me the cops, put it back up, please. You're going to tell me the cops who worked with these guys, black or white, had a problem with them going undercover. They're going into a black ghetto in Louisiana. Somebody help me and tell me how this is. Seriously, this is the one time it should be allowed. If you're a black cop going into a white ghetto, that's right, there's no such thing. Okay, let's say Fort Lauderdale. And you wanted to put on white. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they were supposed to go into a ghetto at 2 a.m, a black ghetto, with their white faces? Even now, you're saying, well, they do it now. Yeah, well, they get shot. I got a buddy who's a cop in Miami, 35 years. He's got a garage filled with shoe polish. No, he used to go undercover. Listen to this. He used to go undercover for, he would go to like Klan white supremacist meetings, undercover. And he said the shit that they were predicting, the white supremacists and shit, they were saying, the Jews are going to, in 25, 30 years, the Jews are going to have all their blacks running the police departments and high-powered jobs and shit. And you know what? A lot of it came true. I didn't say it. That's what they were saying at the Klan meetings. And my cop, who is no racist, his best friend is black. You know what his best friends? You know the guy who's the James White, the running back for the James White, right? You guys wouldn't know, because we've only won 6 Super Bowls. He's a running back who catches about 100 passes a year for the Patriots. His dad is best friends with my cop buddy. So I'm just saying this guy's not a racist. But it's creepy how these white supremacists were calling the fucking, and I'm not saying it's right. Don't get me wrong. But do you agree? That's offensive to God. Jason, I want you to weigh in on this. You grew up in this faggy state of New York. Hurry up.
No, it just seems like a bad idea in general to go into a black neighborhood dressed in blackface. It doesn't seem very practical.
No, it seems very practical. What are you talking about? Late at night and you're going undercover to bust drug dealers?
I guess if it's dark and you can't really tell the difference.
Well, yeah, night is dark, Jason, generally.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I really don't get your argument. How is it not practical?
Well, it doesn't seem like the best way to go undercover.
So what would be the best way to go in?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a cop.
You don't have to be a fucking cop to weigh in, do you?
Maybe.
Yeah. No, I think I won that argument. It's very practical.
I didn't know we were arguing.
Yeah, we were, and you get smoked.
My only worry is, like, if some guy, like, shakes your hand in the middle of the night and your paint comes off your hand, you're fucked. You're even more fucked than if you were just white.
Oh, is that right? You're more fucked than if you walked in there white. I guess you don't know anything about cop work. What?
Figured out that you're hiding.
Let me explain how life works. You go into a ghetto at 2 a.m, right? And they see any white. You're in deep shit. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, you would buy an extra few more minutes if your polish came off. Anybody else in the twink room on a weigh-in? Look, obviously they don't do it today, but we live in the world today where you can get sued for, fucking wearing a black turtleneck. It's appropriation. So in this instance, I don't see how this is offensive. And like I said, I know they had black cop buddies on the force. It's Louisiana. So, go ahead, Jason.
I guess my point is, why wouldn't they send those guys in undercover?
Because of manpower or whatever. I'm sure they did. I mean, I'm sure these weren't the only guys. You know what I mean?
I guess I would think that would be your last resort is to
maybe it was.
Yeah.
Well, no, maybe sending these white guys in was. But like my buddy went undercover to buy drugs. No, like on spring break when they're, selling Molly everywhere and shit, he had to dress like a fucking spring breaker. He's a big white guy. He put on like hillbilly overalls and shit. But I'm just saying, whatever the circumstances that led to sending these 2 white cops in, I mean...
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think you could chastise them now for what they did then. That's stupid.
Well, exactly. And I'm saying especially in this case. But this is a yearbook picture. Will you start with a yearbook? I didn't know cops had yearbooks. They got, and they were both voted most likely to tap dance. What? According to the department, the photo is, this is before they did it undercover, but Baton Rouge Police Department would like to apologize to our citizens and to anyone who may have been offended by the photographs. Yes. Be part of the fucking, be part of the problem by apologizing.
Thank you.
Stone still works for the police department and is the coordinator for the Greater Baton Rouge Crime Stoppers, according to its website. Caruso's retired. Calls made by NBC News. Is this all you have to do? Hey, NBC News. Oh, I guess when they announced yesterday that there's no evidence of collusion, you guys ignored that and went to something important like this. Seriously, this is how it works, you phony fucks. Calls made to NBC News to a number listed for Caruso were not immediately returned, and then they called a Popeye's chicken he picked up. He owns 12 franchises, and he still has the brown face on, and he's doing well. Today, we would not allow our officers to wear blackface, and they would be dead. I added that dead part. In an official capacity under any circumstances, the statement read. Well, then you'd have to do what my buddy Jason said. You don't send the white cops in. We have policies, and I guarantee you know what, Jace? I bet you there weren't that, even in Louisiana, I bet you there were more white cops at that point. And that's the other point. How about the fact that two white guys were going undercover into black ghettos in Louisiana? And this, can I just say something? What do you think they're doing? Who are they protecting when they do that? Like Mark Furman pointed out when he did the ghettos of L.A. and was heard saying the N-word over the radio. He went on Oprah, and it shut everybody up. I swear to God, it changed his career because he was known as just a racist white cop. He went on, he said, I've been protecting black people going into their damaged neighborhoods every night for 20-something years, so I'm a racist? Who do you think they're protecting? Fucking leprechauns? Maybe. Couple leprechauns in Compton. Today we would not allow, obviously, anyways. We'd rather have them shot. We have policies in place to prevent our officers from engaging in this type of behavior, both on and off duty. Yeah, it's called sending the black cops in. What does it say that you don't have to put whiteface on to go into dangerous white neighborhoods? You know why? Because there's barely any. Can somebody name me a dangerous white neighborhood? And this is the other argument I always bring up when race comes. Boston, what's his name? Michael Che, who I like, by the way. I like Michael. But he did that whole screed on SNL one night about how racist Boston is, you know? And I think I tweeted him. I can't remember. Or I saw him at the cellar. But I said, okay, so who's more in danger? A black person in downtown Boston at 2 in the morning or a white person in downtown Detroit or Chicago or Atlanta at 2 in the morning? Seriously, I want you to think about that for a second.
I guess you can go into a trailer park. That's a pretty white neighborhood.
Yeah. And boy, how many blacks are getting killed in trailer parks, Ryan? Have you read a lot of those stories? Nah. See? No, you haven't.
I'm just saying it's a white neighborhood to go undercover in.
First of all, it's not a neighborhood. It's a bunch of trucks on wheels. I don't consider something a neighborhood you can pick up and move the fucking neighborhood.
They're all on cinder blocks, so they're not going anywhere.
Huh? No, they're not on. Some of them are on wheels. I had one. I had a double wide. Got a lot of pussy with that thing. I told people I was Garth Brooks and the girls would fall. But see, did you see Ryan's liberal instincts are right to picture a white neighborhood a black guy might be, but they're not even in danger in a trailer park, really, unless they're trying to take the hubcaps off the houses.
I'm just saying everyone's in danger in a trailer park. Those places are crazy.
I can't hear you. Speak up.
I'm just saying everyone's in danger in a trailer park. Those places are crazy.
You're right. They're much more crazy. What's more crazy? Trailer park? Where'd you rather be at 3 in the morning? Trailer park and downtown Detroit?
Ooh, I guess the trailer park.
No,
but during the day, I'd rather be in Detroit. During the day is when all the people who are on meth come out. Yeah.
There's no people in Chicago on fucking drugs at 2 in the afternoon. Fucking eating. Well, there's no more government cheese. I always like that line. I had the government cheese, and it tasted very swampy. Anyways, nice try, kids. Anyhow, what's next? Oh, California. California. I lived there for 4.5, 5 years. And it used to be, even then, it gave me the creeps a little bit. But, well, here's a little rap song about California.
Girls with the yellow killer California, hey, come take a ride, come take a ride. Hey, high look, killer California.
Grab those dicks. He's an Asian rapper, by the way. He's an Asian lapper. Oh, my God. Well, anyways, a new poll reveals that 53% of California residents are considering leaving the Golden State because of the high cost of, it says the high cost of living. Don't tell me I fucking...
Bye-bye.
Maybe it's because every time I see a clip of California, it's teenagers like that with baggy pants. They all have back problems. They're slouched over, grabbing their cocks and flashing gang signs. You think that might have something to do with them leaving? The Trust Barometer poll by Edelman Intelligence, that's right, the receiver for the Patriots has his own polling company. Followed up by Randy Moss's poll. And Gronkowski also has a poll. The Trust Barometer poll by Edelman Intelligence was conducted January 4th through 20th among 1,500 California residents with a margin of error of 2.5%, a special oversample of 400 tech workers, and the San Francisco Bay Area was also conducted with a margin of error of 4.8%. The results are sobering. Nearly two-thirds, it's not surprising, 62% of respondents said they believed the best days of California were in the past. They were saying that when I lived out there in 1995. Seriously. You guys are just coming around to it? You're really slow on the uptake. In addition, more than two-thirds, 68% of Californians believe the tech industry has been underregulated. I don't know what that has to do with fucking moving out. Up 6% from 2018. That proportion is slightly higher among tech employees. It's higher among the employees. 69% who think the industry has been underregulated. 58% of Californians said the tech industry should be more regulated, up 12% from last year. Okay, I know that has something to do with the inequality as far as income goes. There's a big gap between rich and poor in California. More people live under the poverty line than any other state. California has the most. Nearly three-fourths of residents, 72%, say cost and availability of housing, which the tech industry, that's, the prices go through the roof when you open a big cost and availability of housing is a very serious issue for California. Are you counting the pup tents along the fucking highways? And rising to 76% in the Bay Area. People can't get a good lean-to a pup tent for under $200 at Modell's. And 62%, that's funnier than anything Gutfellow will say in the next fucking 20 years, but once again, I'm on the internet. Oh, you fucking mother's little box. And 62% of residents say homelessness is a very serious issue for California. You don't say. You don't mind? Really? When did you think that? When you were fucking waist deep in human poo-poo on the way to work? The proportion in the Bay Area is the same. San Francisco Gate.com notes, it appears the housing and homeless crisis have led to a pessimistic outlook. Here's some video the guy took on his bike. This is in Anaheim, California, which when I lived there, I went down there a couple times to see ball games and whatever. It was beautiful, but this is what it looks like under liberal control. This is in America, folks. This is in Anaheim, California. Not Brazil, not Rio de Janeiro. Yeah. All the turds are brown and the coke is gray. Da 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 da. I'd be safe and stabbed in the city of L.A.
Just wait till those dangerous trailer parks start popping up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a good point. That's a version of a third world trailer park. Anyways, there have been other signs of the California exodus. In December, it was revealed that one of the most frequently Googled questions in California last year was, should I move out? I'm not making this up.
All right, get out! Get out! All right.
Listen to this. California passed the United Kingdom, that would be England for you fucking retards, last year to become the 5th largest economy in the world. Won't be England and a few other places. The Bay Area was also found to be leading the nation in outward migration. Bay Area as in, San Francisco, Oakland, meaning more people are leaving that region than moving in. Now, does it really surprise you when you see shit like this? Should be pictures of homeless. Hey, Slash is falling on hard times, apparently, but he's writing a song. Next. Look at that. That could be 1920, right? The Depression. Holy sh... Now, wait a minute. How do we know those people are homeless? They're not waiting for tickets to Tupac. Oh, that's right. He's dead. Next. And there is, Lionel Richie, who also has fallen on hard times. Apparently, the Sony people fucked him good with the residuals. He's writing a song. It's called 5-Cent Deposit. Nice. Any more? Is that it? Oh, there you go. This is America, folks. Look, we got a white guy in there. You notice, though, he has nice white sneakers that I couldn't afford. And that tent probably goes for what? Jason, you go camping? Anybody? What do you think?
Oh, I got like $300 maybe?
Probably, right? It looks like a beauty. But this is America, folks. This is California. This is a city that's been run by a state that's been run by liberals forever. How's it working out? How's it working out? And you can look up statistics, the red states, and compare their economies with blue states, and we're wiping your ass. Go to Texas. Look at that. Once a beautiful place. What up, Ryan?
I don't think the red states want to be wiping the blue states' asses. You said we're wiping your ass.
Is that an attempt at comedy?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't even have the story in front of me, but how about that vape? That guy had a vape and his baggage on the overhead compartment and caught on fire on a plane yesterday. Fucking flames that come out of the overhead compartment. And that's not even mentioning another flight. I could have pulled these stories. I didn't want to talk about planes. What was that? Another flight fucking nosedived twice from 34,000 feet. Like shit came. They showed pictures. Somebody was taking. I mean, the carts tipped over. There's clothes in the fucking. I'm telling you, Greyhound is the way to go. You can catch a blowjob from a toothless hooker.
We need that train across the Atlantic.
Yeah, exactly. We need the train across the. That's right. Cortez. That's a great point, Jay. What's a AOC? She should be fucking taking advantage of this. She should be going. I told you, fossil fuels will kill you. Even if they're in a vape. They're not in a vape. That's fucking funny. Yeah. They put a cork in her plan when Gavin Newsom, governor of California, what an empty suit and a phony lib fuck he is. He's the one who preaches, all kinds of tolerance between the races. And he bought a nice, what was it, $3 million house in a 90% white neighborhood. And anyways, he's the one who put the fucking kibosh on that train, the bullet train that was supposed to go from L.A. to San Francisco because, it was going to cost $77 billion. That's with a B. I would have loved to seen Ocasio-Cortez's little brown face with those fucking Iranian eyebrows and those giant horse teeth. I would have loved to seen her face when that news broke. She must have been going, oh my God. $77 billion, and they were building it on land. We'd have to build giant poles from the bottom of the ocean. Can we do it out of Legos? I heard Legos that you sit down. What a fucking... She's got the brain of a moth. The poor thing. Yet she's leading the way.
Yeah, she scares me because she and I were in high school at the same time. That freaks me out.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, how old are you, Jay?
25.
She's 29 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a freshman when she was.
Yeah. Thank you for doing the math. Yeah, there she is. I still, I like, as a 57-year-old guy, I appreciate her optimism and shit, but I would appreciate it if I was talking to her at a fucking Dunkin' Donuts or in line at the airport. But as somebody who was elected, that scares the shit out of me. And it wasn't my party that would elect such a dope. There's nobody that retarded on the right side. Sorry, we have crusty old white men. That
I feel like people under 30 really shouldn't be trusted with much.
No, that's right. And it used to be during the Vietnam War, don't trust anybody over 30. That's exactly right. These poor kids come off these liberal indoctrination centers we call college campuses, just heads filled with mush. Even Pelosi, she blushed. Well, you couldn't tell because she has seven feet of stucco on her face covered by wallpaper. But she's embarrassed, and it's like they want, like somebody suggested that one of our Patreon members or somebody said that she might be a plant by the Republicans. It would make perfect sense. And if they're not doing shit like that, they should be. I mean, if Obama can drop a spy into the Trump campaign during the election, we could fucking at least do that. But she's just bubbly and young and full of, I'm not going to say it, but she's just being silly. Bitch, look at the guy behind her, the old crusty white going, what the fuck? I'm going to headbed this bit. Literally a quote from her. The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't fix this problem. That's a quote from an elected official on the Democrat side. Just remember that. 12 years we got. I'll be 69. I'll be wanting to get off this fucking ride anyways about that point. I've had enough now at 57. I read stories about people getting hit by trains and shit, and I go, lucky motherfuckers. I really do.
Same.
I go, luck you too, huh, Ryan?
Yeah.
You're too young to feel that way.
Oh,
You suicidal?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a Jets fan. Yeah.
I'm a Redskins fan.
Yeah, even worse. Racist. Yeah, I see people, oh, what? Run over by a school bus. Never felt a thing. Well, seriously, as you get older. That's why you got to watch the Kominsky method, because these are old guys talking about dying the whole show, making jokes about dying. It's, I love it. I love it.
You want to pick at that nosediving plane?
I almost thought you said you want to pick your nose during a diving expedition. Go ahead. Yeah. That looks like normal service on JetBlue to me. They're hiring retarded kids now to save money. Hey, Toby, can I get a Diet Coke over? Look at that. People look pretty relaxed. That must have been after as they were cleaning up. Show me the one with the lady who has a shit stain in her fucking skirt and the guy's throwing up on himself. I was on a plane in college. We were flying to Pennsylvania from Maine to play football, Lafayette, Lehigh, and our plane dropped like 10,000 feet. I mean, dropped straight down. It was the weirdest. I didn't have time to get scared. You almost go, I'm dead, we're dead. You don't even, a couple guys weren't buckled in, they smashed their heads. It only happened once. I've flown 1,000 times since then. But not a good feeling. But it's safer than driving. That's Jerry. I like Jerry Seinfeld's joke about that. People saying that flying is much safer than driving, but at least when you're driving, you know, if your car stalls, you're not going to fall 37,000 feet. That pretty much sums it up.
So if you're curious, the flight was leaving from Orange County.
Of course it was. That's where all the homeless. Look at this poor lady holding her head. And that's not because that's like a picture of the flight. That's from, I took that picture of that woman. That's the woman that was playing her music too loud behind me. So I fucking dry gulched her with a nice elbow that Joe Rogan taught me. I told you that story, right? Just had to straighten that woman out. She goes, did you, I turned on your, she goes, did you just, I go, what the fuck? She goes, did you just swear? Can you imagine? Did you just swear? Yeah, and when you fall asleep, I'm going to finger pop you. Turn it down, you filthy. I'm talking not a young girl. I'm talking like a house mom. On a full plane, thinks she can play her music. And everybody around me, I was 2 or 3 rows in front of her, and everybody was getting like irritated. So I got up because I'm the asshole. Go ahead, Ryan.
There was one time I was on a flight and some 13-year-old girl or 15, some girl in high school kept kicking my chair, and I turned around and I gave her the fucking finger. and she kept doing it. And then when I came back from the bathroom, I gave her the double finger.
Ooh, you put it in her ass too? Oh, that's gross, right?
But she complained to her parents, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Lying weasel. She's 15 and she's kicking your chair?
That's what she looked like. She was in high school, yeah.
The other trick you can do, and I've right after that happens, if somebody's kicking you, whatever the fuck, and or somebody's bothering you with me, whatever, you order a nice piping hot cup of coffee, and you get up, pretend you're going to the restroom, and you go, oh shit, turbulence, right on their fucking neck, and it looks like they have a tattoo for the rest of their lives, or a birthmark. Either way, you win. I did spill a Coke on somebody's foot that was laying across at LaGuardia, laying across for like 5 seats. Just went over and, oh, sorry. Please come to Denver, she said no. Boy, why don't you come home to me? Rambling boy, why don't you settle down? Albany ain't your kind of town. There ain't no plumbing and there ain't no... Hey, Michael Moore's in the news. Who'd you say? I said Michael Moore's in the news. Michael Moore's decade of failure continues with canceled TV show. You still on that fucking lasagna and mashed potato diet, you fucking leftist pig? Michael Moore's career dive continues with the news that his much ballyhooed return to TV is no more. Last week, TBS announced it would not go forward, as announced in May of 2017, with Michael Moore live from the apocalypse. Oh, great fucking name. Sorry that happened to you, Mike. So the show's canceled. What's more, why not allow Moore to make the announcement canceling the TV show? See, they announced it on his behalf, and they're saying, why this guy that wrote it, Nolte, said, why not allow Moore to make the announcement that the canceling of the TV show was his decision? You see, that is usually how these things are done in order to save face. And he's exactly right. The reasons for the canceled TV show are pretty obvious. Listen to these statistics. Moore is damaged goods. Well, he was before he had a career. He was touched by an uncle. Those two projects that supposedly kept him away from his TV Nation reboot, you know what the two projects were? The Broadway show and Fahrenheit 11/9. Both were humiliating failures. According to Wikipedia, the terms of my surrender lasted, that was the play, only 96 performances and grossed just 49% of its potential for those 96 performances. As far as Fahrenheit 11/9, it was one of the all-time humiliations in box office history. After a wide release in 1,719 theaters, this sequel to Moore's record-breaking $120 million sensation Fahrenheit 9/11 grossed a disastrous $6.4 million. What's more, this flop occurred right in the middle of a documentary resurgence where RBG grossed $14 million, Free Solo, A Beautiful Planet, They Shall Not Grow Old, and Won't You Be My Neighbor grossed between 14 and 22 million. I saw all of those. Terrific work by despite having the establishment, it's a good point by the Nolte who wrote this. Despite having the establishment, political, and entertainment media at his command to gin up free publicity and glowing reviews, despite being released in almost twice as many theaters, Moore's anti-Trump documentary only barely outgrossed Dinesh D'Souza's pro-Trump documentary, Death of a Nation, $6.4 million compared to $5.9 million by D'Souza. And they were released within 6 weeks of each other. What's more, and again, that's Dinesh D'Souza, a right-winger who's going to get no help, is the point of the article. What's more, despite all the those advantages, D'Souza's open to a stronger per-screen average of $2,345 compared to Moore's $1,750. I make more than that at skid marks in Buffalo on a weekend. Hope so at this age. Since 2012, D'Souza has delivered 3 hit documentaries that gross between $13 million and $33 million. Since 2009, Moore delivered 3 box office catastrophes that grossed between $6.4 million and $149,000. No one wants to watch his dumb TV show, and TBS fucking knows it, Mr. Nolte says. Not Nick Nolte, it's the guy that writes for Breitbart. Remember Cameo.com. I'm saying this not for the money. I enjoy doing these things, saying mean shit, 20-second videos. It comes very naturally to me. So, Cameo.com. Come on, it's Valentine's, only a few hours left. Let me let your fucking girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend know what a ripoff it is to buy her anything. I mean, we have Woman's Day, we have Secretary's Day. Jesus, we have Make Me a fucking BLT Day. Finally tonight on Meet My Ass. Finally tonight on Meet My Ass. Amazon said Thursday it was bailing on locating its new campus in Queens. Can we quit calling corporate companies campuses? Is there a lot of date rape going on at Amazon? Dealing a devastating blow to two fucking left-wing jerk-offs, Andrew Cuomo, the governor, and Mayor Bill fucking de Blasio, and costing the region up to 25,000 high-paying jobs. Oh, that's too bad.
Bye-bye.
After much thought and deliberation, we've decided not to move forward with our plans to build a headquarters for Amazon in Long Island City, Queens, the online retail giant said in a statement that cited local opposition to the massive, heavily subsidized project. For Amazon, the commitment to build a new headquarters requires positive, collaborative relationships with state and local elected officials who will be supportive over the long term. While polls show that 70% of New Yorkers support our plans and investment, a number of state and local left-wing politicians, I added left-wing, but it's true, they will, and I don't totally disagree with this, have made it clear that they oppose our presence and will not work with us to build the type of relationships that are required to go forward with the project we and many others envision in Long Island City. In other words, you know, the lefty liberals here in New York, and they want, you know, they want to like insist that they, you know, use labor unions and you know, and all that horseshit. And where I sort of agree with the libs here is you subsidize. If you read stories and you watch TV and read about Amazon, they pay their workers shit. Some of them have like 2 jobs. Some of them get plowed. Some of them are on welfare. This is true of Uber too. The employees, they make so little that they go on welfare. And who pays for welfare? Us. So the taxpayers are subsidizing Amazon, the fucking richest company in the world. So I sort of agree with some of it. Again, there's good arguments on both sides, but it depends who you believe, what Bezos says and what he was going to bring to New York. The city and state came up with $3 billion in subsidies for one of the world's richest companies, and I think that's where people have a problem. Infuriating local opponents, including State Senator Michael Gianaris, the deputy mayor, the deputy majority leader. The company thanked both Cuomo and de Blasio, saying they worked tirelessly to promote the project. Yeah, they could fuck up a cup of coffee, and you just found that out, Bezos. Queens rep Gregory Meeks, who's an angry black dude. I see him on TV all the time. He's got a Twitch. Why do you get to bring that up? I don't know, because I'm fucking mean myself. I don't really care. Gregory Meeks decried the news. This will not be just a major revenue loss for the city and state, but a loss of thousands of high-paying jobs for New Yorkers and a missed opportunity to further transform New York into the tech capital of the world, he tweeted. I wonder who spelled the shit for him. But the liberal New York Communities for Change celebrated the news. That would be the lib groups. Together we did this. You marched with us. You petitioned with us. You supported our worker organizing. And in the end, we won. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody except Jeff Bezos, they said. They don't like white rich guys who are doing well at anything. So, but it's, again, if you're reading more in depth, it depends who you want to believe. They were going to bring, you know... Bezos said that they were gonna buy property around where Amazon was going to be located for new elementary schools, and they were going to give to these charities, and you know all this shit. So I don't know who to believe, but I do know the fact taxpayers shouldn't be subsidizing somebody that rich, should they? That might be a little out of I sound a little out of character there, but for the love of Christ, this guy.
I'm glad they didn't make the deal. Oh, we're not gonna come to your state because you're not gonna give us free shit and we don't have to pay taxes. Like, they make so much money, they should be paying taxes.
Well, they would be paying taxes. In the article, it says that's one of Bezos' arguments. what did they say? 27 billion in tax revenue a year or something? So they would. There's arguments on both sides. But I just find it funny that you voted for Cuomo and you're on the other side of the argument.
Well, yeah, because I'm a multifaceted individual who can be on both sides on different topics.
Yeah, we found that out, did we? Jason found that out the hard way in college when he came home drunk one night and woke up bleeding from his ass. They were roommates, by the way. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon members, thank you so much. Fucking love you. You're the, let's face it. I need some fucking dough here. I'm working like Springsteen. Anyhow, go to nickdip.com for all the ticket information. Please, February 23rd is right around the corner now. I need that place filled. Cahoe's Hall. I don't care if you're from if you're a big fan of mine, take a bullet train. Ocasio-Cortez will be driving it. You'll end up in the Atlantic where she can look at property while you guys are at the bottom of the ocean. Cahoe's Hall. I need it filled. It's going to be fun. I'm treating it just like a regular set on a Wednesday night. I mean, everybody, camera crew and all, I don't give a shit. I show up, I'll have 12 drinks and rip a new one. I couldn't perform with 12 drinks of me. Trust me. I tried that like my third year in comedy. Oh, sloppy. But then I've had some of my best sets fucked up too. So I don't know what to tell you. Anything else, guys? Am I forgetting?
That would be all, sir.
Cameo.com. Again, sign up for something. And nickdip.com for all the ticket information. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you guys on Monday. Remember, you think it, I will say it. You're welcome. So enjoy your cake. Enjoy.